أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I think the presentation is shared by this time. Jazakallah, thank you so much, the moderator and the organizers, for inviting me in this beautiful session. This is a real opportunity and absolute blessings for me during the month of Ramadan to speak and ponder a little bit on the topic decided for today. Inshallah, we are going to ponder in next few slides about the importance of the Quran in the academia perspective, and as well in number how basically it turned out in the research arena. Let us start with pondering the verses. Just our previous discussion, Dr. Osmani has pondered upon. Subhanallah, this is a beautiful verse, and this is also a beautiful caution and reminder to us as a Muslim that what we are doing, absolutely, those who are engaged in the academia, basically we have the knowledge and skill we can use for, and whether we are engaging that knowledge and skill basically to analyze and ponder upon and reflect upon the research of Quran, that would be a question on the day of judgment. And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he is basically pronouncing, he will basically verdict against us. And this is the ayah in front of us. وَقَالَ رَسُولُ يَا رَبِّي إِنَّ قَوْمِ اتَّخَذُوا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ مَهْجُورًا. And absolutely this abandon is from the point of view from the learning, from reciting, unto the understanding and pondering, and at the last stage on the reflection and acting upon what the Quran is actually demanding it, and absolutely what we are supposed to do. Beautifully explained through our distinguished and very knowledge facilitators. They have covered up on there. My very little knowledge is not basically covering those areas. So I will just focus on some literature review, what we have found in very shortly. This is a kind of reflection slide. I must have to put it here because the Quran is absolutely, it is related somehow with our sentiment, with our sense of belongingness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And from here, we can see that the statement from Ibn Abbas, radiallahu anhu, he said, if I were to recite Surah Al-Baqarah without tadabbur, this would be more beloved to me than to recite the entire Holy Quran without tadabbur. So with tadabbur, this is the importance of going through, researching through the Holy Quran with pondering on each and every verses. And based on the matter what I just have told, that pondering on each and every verses, that is what we kept in the slide, that repeating the ayahs as the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to do is another thing which leads to the tadabbur. That we can say this is the entry point to tadabbur. He would recite an ayah and repeat it until the morning. And here is a case that once Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is in Qiyam, he was repeating the ayah from Surah Al-Ma'idah, إِن تُعَذِّبُهُمْ فَإِنَّهُمْ عِبَادُكَ وَإِن تَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ فَإِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. He repeated this single verse from Qiyam until Fajr. So this is what actually called tadabbur. This is what actually called the entry point to ponder upon, to attach ourselves with what actually the Quran is looking for what to tell us. By saying that, we will enter into the kind of a short literature review what we have done here. We have taken the data from Web of Science Core Collection Database. And in the search code, we have just mentioned that Quran, or this is some other spelling of Quran and other related titles that can carry the word Quran in the research. And we have considered time spent from 1900 until today. And from these various indexes, what you can see from the slide, And the result appeared, it is around 3,000 articles, journal, books, or pieces that has covered this research. Whereas in comparison, you can see the Bible or biblical research has been appeared multiple times than what we are doing on it. In the next slide, this is a summary of what are the research areas, basically this Quran-related research is going on. The blue square or rectangle shows that it is mostly on religion as well as Asian studies and history. And besides this, there are humanities, there are linguistic studies, philosophies, literature, and also the engineering and computer science related issues, where some research appears based on designing some apps based on Quran and other things. On the next slide, we will love to show that the language, basically these research are appearing mostly in English. Then second one is Turkish, then comes French. Third is German, and in the fourth position, it is Arabic. And just after that, this is Malay with other languages, you can see from the slide. This is the chart where basically the universities or the organizations are basically focusing this Quran-related research. Absolutely, we have to say that although there are a lot of Muslim countries, only Malaysia stand out along from all the club. They come up with the excellence of their research in Quran-related issues. You can see the first university here is IIUM, International Islamic University of Malaysia, as well the second position is taken by University of Malaya. And suddenly there is a university from UK, University of London, and then comes again University of Malaysia, then comes University of Oxford. And quite after that, University of Malaysia appeared again. Apart from that, there are some universities from North America, University of Toronto, Harvard University, University of Leeds, this is from UK. And there are some other universities from USA, University of Florida, and we can see King Saud University, this is from Saudi Arabia. So in summary, these are some universities currently, they are engaged mostly in Quran and Quran-related researches. In our next slide, we can see that who are the funding agencies basically funding this Quran-related research. Absolutely, as the university goes in the last slide, as most of the universities are coming from the Malaysia, so Ministry of Education in Malaysia is here at the top who are funding Quran-related research. And afterwards, it is very surprised that China come afterwards that, and French come afterwards that. And there are USA in quite after that, and Indonesia came there, and also some European Commission Research Fund, and there are also UK Research and Innovation Fund, which is most commonly known in here, UKRI, along with the other funding agencies. This is a list of journals. Here I have taken the top 10 list of the journals where these Quran-related research are appearing. It starts with Journal of Quranic Studies, followed by Muslim World, and there are journals from University of London and American Oriental Society, Islam and Christian Muslim Relations, and the others followed by. This is a book series. They basically covered Quran-related issues. It starts with Rose-related studies in Quran, Islamic history and civilization studies and texts, Journal of Physics, conference series. Suddenly it appeared, physics-related issues. And other Cambridge, Palgrave, and other book series. They are covering the researches on the Quran. And that is a short journey throughout the numbers and the funding agencies and the areas where basically Quran and Quran-related issues are appearing. And this is just from a particular database where we have pondered out upon very quickly. While the seminar was going on, I was requested by our brother Khalid Yahya that whether still I can make it today. I'm about to rush towards the hospital. My wife is waiting there, so I will not take much long. Jazakallah khairan to the organizers and also to the listeners and audience of today's session. Barakallah fiqh. Here we can end. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.